But today is Financial Freedom Friday. Today is Financial Freedom Friday. And I love Financial Freedom Fridays because it gives us a chance to unveil some of these things that are often in these boxes of secrecy, and money is one of them. And so we use this time as an opportunity to really discuss and talk about mindset shifts and ways that we can really reestablish our mindsets to position ourselves to create the wealth and do the things that we desire to do. I'm a big advocate in believing in living a life of abundance. I believe that God desires for us to experience his very best, which is why he created the earth, is to give it to us. He called us to have dominion and authority over the earth, to be fruitful and to multiply. And that is just not in having children. That is being fruitful in every area of our lives, through real estate, through businesses, and through so many different aspects. And so today, what I want to talk about is 7 money mindset shifts that you must make to transform your life. And so I'm gonna kind of zip through these. I did put together a PowerPoint just to kind of highlight them. I'm a big person that believes in visuals. And so before we get started, we're going to go ahead and go into prayer. Heavenly Father, I just thank you and honor you for this amazing day, God, giving us air in our lungs and full abilities to rise up with purpose this morning, to truly go forth and have dominion and authority, to be able to operate in purpose, to be able to boldly share our gifts with the world, to make today matter, to be productive with our time and redeem our time. God, I thank you for this time for us to be here on this call for Financial Freedom Friday. I ask, Lord, that you please allow me to be able to share some insight and wisdom that is infinitely downloaded. And that is able to be transferred over to the ears of your people, that we can begin to be exposed to a new way of life, a new way of thinking, and a new way of living. I declare abundance over all of our lives. I declare that we break off every poverty mentality and scarcity mentality. In the name of Jesus, I declare, Father, that we shall operate in the laws of abundance that you have given us. And I just pray that you allow this call to be blessed, that those who hear it don't just hear it, but that they be doers of the word and will go forth and actually begin to implement what they learn. It is in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen. All right, you guys. So I want to jump into this. We only have about 25 minutes to do this. And so I am going to share my screen. I am going to actually give you guys some insight on some money mindset shifts that you have to make in order to be able to experience a transformation in your life. All right. So let me close this out real quick. Now, here's the thing about money that many of us have, and we'll talk about this on this morning, but we look at money as this unachievable task to pursue. And so, one of the first things that I've learned about money, and I'm going to kind of flip the script a bit, and I'm going to go to my number two instead of my number one. But what we have to begin to learn, you guys, is that money is a tool, not a curse. Okay. I realize that a lot of people think that money is a curse. And so they spend their whole life toiling for it and chasing it and pursuing it. But here's one of the biggest things that I've learned about attracting money in your life. The secret to building wealth is to become a person of value. And through your value, wealth will begin to pursue you. And what that means is that instead of spending our entire lives chasing and trying to force this piece of paper into our world, we have to learn to pursue value, becoming a person of value. What does that mean? That means that we are constantly putting the information and learning things and developing our skills and building and honing our craft and developing our gifts and learning how to share those things with the world. When we do that, what happens is now you're going to find that people will be drawn to what is coming out of you, and then you'll begin to attract money. There's a and I should have put this up here, but there is a quote, I think it's by Benjamin Franklin or somebody, but that if you put your money into, what is it, if you put your purse into your mind will fill your purse. Okay, if you put your money into your mind will fill your purse. And what that means is if you invest in developing who you are as a person, it will continue to increase your value. That can increase your bank account. So let's talk about number one, of the seven shifts. The first one is making money is easy. Making money is very easy. And what I've learned about money is that it is not about, it's not this hard, challenging thing that we have to chase. And I'm skipping ahead, but money is a tool, it is a resource, right? And that is point number two. Money is a tool, it is not a curse. So let me give you guys an example of what this looks like, okay? God has called all of us to be fruitful, and multiply, to have dominion and authority over the earth. He's planted us here with gifts that is designed for us to share and give to the world. And in order for you to do those things, you need to be fully supplied. You need to have the resources that you need to be able to create those things. If God has called you to be a doctor, then you need to have whatever you need to have to go through medical school so that you can be able to help support people with the gifting of your hands and with the gifting of your ability to be able to heal people with what it is that you do. And so you have to have the resources to go to medical school, to go do what you need to do to become whatever it is that you're called to become. And if we alter our brains to say, by any means necessary, I'm going to become a doctor, and we don't live our life saying, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I'll never be able to do that. Oh, med school is too much. Oh, I just can't, whatever these different excuses are that we come up with, if we don't start living in these excuses and instead live in the intent and expectation of operating fully in our purpose, then what happens is we're going to attract what we need to us to make sure that we become that doctor that God has gifted us to be able to become. You see, I've learned that there is power in your words. So whatever storyline you tell yourself, if you say, oh, making money is so hard. Oh, I can't afford this. Oh, I can never have that. Oh, I can never be this. Or I can never, then guess what? You will have that. But if you begin to tell yourself that you can, you must, you will, you shall, and it has to happen, then you're going to begin to manifest those resources in your life. One of my favorite books is by Paulo Coelho called The Alchemist. And I can't remember how it's quoted, but it basically says that when you make a decision to do something, the universe will conspire in your favor to make it happen, right? And that means that everything you need, God will send your way. You will be fully equipped. Things will begin to come to you to support you on those resources so that you can manifest that thing. So money, we have to understand, unfortunately, and then we'll talk about limiting beliefs in a second. Money is a tool, it is not a curse. We don't have to get mad at money. We don't have to look at it as an enemy. We don't have to look at it as this unobtainable thing. We have to look at it as, if I am a teacher, one of the most important things for me to be able to have is books or supplies or whatever to teach my kids. If I'm in the military, the most important things for me to have is my weapons, right? If I am whatever it is, whatever profession I'm in, the most important thing for me to have is my supplies. Money is a part of your toolkit. So we have to learn to stop looking at it as this unobtainable object that just seems so impossible to get, and switch our mindset and be like, no, number one, making money is easy. And number two, money is a tool, not a curse. All right. I pulled this up from Ecclesiastes 10:19. Now let's read this. It's really 18 through 20. It says, through laziness, the roof caves in, and in the hands of the idle, the house leaks. A feast is prepared for laughter, and wine makes life merry, but money is the answer for everything. Do not curse the king even in your thoughts, or curse the rich even in your bedroom. For a bird of the air may carry your words, and a winged creature may report your speech. It's saying, don't talk bad about rich people. Don't talk bad about the wealthy. Money is a necessity, it answers everything. None of you could live in a home if you couldn't pay the rent or the mortgage. None of you could drive a car if you couldn't put gas in the car, which needs money, and you couldn't pay for the car, which is your car note. None of us could be able to put clothes on daily if we could not purchase them. We could not put food in our mouth if we could not purchase it. Money is a requirement. In order for us to build anything, you have to have the financial resources to make it happen. The unfortunate thing for many of us is we begin to look at money and people with money as the enemy, and we curse them. And in doing so, what we begin to do is denounce our ability to have ownership of money in our life. If you hate the man with money, you're mad with money, and that means that you're telling money that you don't belong to be a part of my life. So even the Bible is telling you, and look at this, through laziness, the roof caves in, and in the hands of the idle, the house leaks. Listen, God did not plant us on the earth to live a lazy life, to live a life of lack, to sit up here and tell ourselves that we can't do this and we can't do that because technically we just don't want to put forth the effort. We're called to live a life of abundance. And there's a Bible, that's a scripture in the Bible that says, if a man doesn't work, a man doesn't eat. Listen, you have to learn to use your hands, to know that this is the work of your hands will bring forth your blessing. You will be able to be rewarded for the work of your hands. That is your birthright, right? Why not have it in abundance? And we'll talk a little bit more about the work of your hands. Number 3 is money is my employee, not my employer. I'm going to repeat that. Money is my employee, not my employer. What does that mean? That means that money works for me. I don't work for money. See, all of us, or a great deal of us, have gotten so accustomed to going to work for money. I just want to pay my bills. I'm just going to go to work because I just need to, I just got to pay my bills. Listen, please change your language. I do not want to go to work just to pay my bills. I want to work at doing the things that I love to do, doing the things that I'm called to do, and doing the things that create impact and create change. I heard Miles Monroe say the other day that for some of you, your job has become a curse because it's keeping you from the assignment that God has on your life. And the reason why your job has become a curse is because you're just there for the money. So you, in essence, are no longer connected to the assignment and the gifting that God is giving you, but you're just at a place for a paycheck. And while you are pursuing this paycheck, you've negated every other thing that God has granted you that will create the value that will begin to attract the wealth in your life. And so you're sitting on your job bitter, you got an attitude, you hate going, and you don't do a good job. So the people who encounter you have to deal with all of those elements. And in return, they may have a very poor experience, and it may be costing the business owner who owns that business their increase in wealth and in value, because you are now a liability and not an asset. See, one of the things that we don't understand about being an employee is that we're working for somebody who's building out their dream. And we're supposed to be an asset and not a liability. But when you're coming with a bad attitude, don't want to be there, hate your job, and you give very bad experiences to the people that you work with or that you are customers, you are actually becoming a curse to this person's income. And you're wondering why you're broke. Well, because you're not bringing any value to the table with where you are. You're not an asset with where you are. So you have to learn how to flip this script. And number 1, begin to ask yourself, but where's my gifting? Where's my value? What is it that I'm called to do? What is it that I'm assigned to do? What is it that I'm gifted to do? Where is it that I am now that can actually bring forth increase and bring forth wealth? How can I increase my value where I am? Right? And one of the things that I love about the industry that we're in, and the home-based business industry, and being connected to the world of entrepreneurship and things like that, is it's built on personal development. I tell people the business that we are in, the business that we do in this industry, is you are in a business that has it's a personal development business with a compensation plan. Essentially, you're learning how to become a person of value so that you can attract wealth, but you do it in compressed time. You're able to do it in a way where you compress time and you're able to scale back on the amount of time that it would take for you to advance. So what happens is when you get into this world, you experience quantum leaps of growth in the world of entrepreneurship and in the world of business that we are in, because you're being challenged a lot more rapidly. You're being faced and confronted with growth initiatives, shall I say, that is making you to think differently, making you grow differently, making you emerge into leadership, making you to learn how to be responsible over your own life, making you learn how to be accountable for your time and be disciplined and diligent with your activities. It is raising the bar on who you are as a person, increasing your performance, increasing your value, and in turn, it puts you in a position where you now can begin to attract wealth in your life. And so with that, you learn that money is my employee, not my employer. I will not work for money. I work to continue to share my gift. So the things that I do, when my feet hit the ground in the morning, I'm inspired. That's why I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I know what I'm called to do and I'm committed to doing what I'm called to do. And so I wake up with purpose to share this gift. And I know as an obligation of me giving my gift, I must be rewarded, and I must be rewarded handsomely. That is my expectation. So when money comes to me endless and effortlessly in abundance, it is with the expectation that I have that I'm going to continue to increase in value and increase in my income, and money will never be an issue another day in my life, because I continue to increase in my value and I continue to share my gift with the world. That is the difference between working a job to make some money versus living your life to operate in the fullness of your gifting and increasing your value with the expectation for money to come to you to work on your behalf. And also to understand that money is a tool. Okay. Number 4, money is available in abundance, and I am worthy of the abundant life. See, we have this mindset that there is no money out there. But here we are in the midst of a pandemic, and you have billionaires whose income has, I don't have the numbers right now, but so many people's income has increased dramatically this year. I have so many friends who had $1 million months this year. Friends who had $1 million months. I know people who had $1 million days in the midst of a pandemic, right? I'm seeing people get bigger homes and bigger cars because their income has dramatically quadrupled. Money is available in abundance, but you have to know that I am worthy of the abundant life. I am fully deserving of everything that comes to me. You have to have that mindset. You have to have that declaration, because see, and here's the thing, many people assume that you create this mindset after you get the money. What you don't understand is you think it first. You begin to confess that first, and then you begin to manifest it spiritually, you manifest it mentally, and then it'll come your way physically. See, a lot of people are not really a believer that they are deserving of money. So you treat money like hot potato. Y'all remember when we were kids in school, hot potato, hot potato. You got something that's in your hand, it's hot. So when money gets into your hand, you're so afraid of it that you hurry up and release it, and you go and you blow it. You hurry up and you spend it. I was listening to a lady do a video this morning about a man who worked a job, and he was making like $300 a week or something like that. And then he hit the lottery. And he won like $50 million. And then 3 years later, he was broke. And he gave himself all this justification of why he didn't need that money. It was a problem, right? People had this mindset, more money, more problems, right? And we have all these different mindset things that we create as a storyline. And the truth is no, you just didn't feel like you were deserving. So you did whatever you could to sabotage your ability to increase in value, increase in wealth. You got comfortable. He was comfortable at $300 a week. So what happens is it's like setting a temperature in your household, right? It's like, if you have a thermostat and that thermostat is set at $300 a week, then if you get $500 a week, you're going to hurry up and blow $200 to be comfortable with that $300. If your thermostat is at $1,000 a week, if you get an extra $1,000, you're going to blow it because you're used to the only $1,000. What has to happen is a mindset shift has to happen so that you can believe that you're worthy of more. And then you also believe that you are responsible and capable of handling more. That it's not just about going out here and buying a bigger TV or a fancier car, but it is, what is this money designed to do so that I can be better at my gifting and it can become a resource to free me up to do more things, right? And I have these conversations with people all the time about my personal philosophies about, I did a video yesterday on how I'm productive and get so many things done. I hire people all the time. I will hire a housekeeper, I will hire a nanny, I will hire a chef, I got staff. I am always hiring people. And it reminds me of the Proverbs 31 woman. People are always like, why would it be the Proverbs 31 woman? Did you read that really well? Because she had handmaidens, she had staff. If you think about every other country in the world except for America, they got a whole staff. They have cooks. They even have a second home, for their staff, right? We were in Jamaica and we had butlers and we had living quarters where everybody lived there. We had the housekeeper, the chef, all of them. We had like a seven staff. People think that's arrogant. People think it's only for the rich. No, it's to free you up so that your time can go into your gifting more. See, if I'm gifted and talented to show people how to build wealth and how to begin to transform their financial future, I don't really need to be spending hours scrubbing toilets if I can just pay somebody $150 to come to my house and clean my house. I know my value. How much is your time worth? Right? So a lot of people think that's laziness or, I can't believe that. Why? You need to just do that yourself. Like no real woman will hire somebody to clean her house. Man, please. This real woman will hire all the people to do all the things so that this woman can do what she's called to do. I don't care if it's one thing that I'm called to do and I focus on doing that one thing and one thing well. I will not feel guilty for hiring a staff to help me to do what needs to be done. I just won't. Why? Because my time on this earth is very limited and I'm called and assigned to complete a task and a mission that God has given me. And I have only so much time in the day to get it done. So I'm being a good time steward if I have the financial resources to be able to hire someone to do the things that don't have anything to do with the purpose and the assignment that I have. Number 5, I don't have to toil harder to increase my income. One mindset shift can 100x my income. And that mindset shift is I am worthy and capable of increasing my income without pain. I am worthy and capable of increasing my income without pain. Now, here's another reason why a lot of people are dealing with the curse of a job. When you go get a job, they tell you you're going to make $20 an hour. And so you live your life calculating your worth and your work by the $20, right? So it's like, okay, if I make $20 an hour and I work 40 hours for the week, that's $800 for the week, right? So when Christmas time comes, you might need an extra $500. So what do? You associate that with your $20 an hour. Oh, that means that I have to go on work another 25, I think it's 25 hours, something like that. I don't know, right? But you associate that hourly wage or that annual wage to the time that you have to toil to be able to produce that income. But wealthy people don't work like that. People who understand their value don't live like that. They don't live bound to a restriction of time in order to increase their income. You see, true money and true wealth, when you put it to work for you, it can compound on your behalf. When you understand the value of you putting that money to work. I come from the world of digital marketing. I love the fact that I have been in this industry enough to have enough friends to know that we can produce a product. We literally know how to print money. There's times where I was like, I want to make $10,000 today. I would literally turn on my camera. I would shoot a live. I would give some value. And I would say, I'm about to do a boot camp for the next 4 weeks. And I'm only going to take 10 people. Inbox me if you're interested. And I charge them $1,000. And boom, in that hour, I made $10,000. Did I have to work harder for it? Nope. Right? I'll work with them for the next 4 weeks for that boot camp. Maybe 1 hour. I'm putting 4 hours of effort into that 10, maybe 5 hours, into that $10,000, into making that $10,000. But the reality is, I can do that when I've built myself as a person of value that had something that somebody was willing to pay $1,000 for, right? That's where becoming a person of value becomes critical, because now you become someone that has something that people need that they're willing to exchange their wallet for, right? So when it comes down to the business that we're in, for me, for all of you guys that are on here watching and becoming a person of value, you have to begin to look at, what do we provide with our products and services? How do we help people to be able to transform their lives financially and increase their income? What are the things that people are able to get access to, like these phone calls, by being connected to our community and getting plugged into our calls? These are the things that are called value. You have value. You have something that can change and transform and enhance somebody's life. So you have to now know that you have that value and posture up and put it out there by talking to people and sharing it with people and letting them know what you have, with an expectation of yeses, because you know that people need what you have. And as a result, you get rewarded financially for bringing that value into somebody's life. Okay. Number 6, I release myself from all limiting beliefs. Money is the root of all evil. More money, more problems. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I'm taking something from someone if I earn more money. Making more money will require me to sacrifice more time for my family. All these different limiting beliefs. You got to stop confessing them things. You got to stop owning it. You know, I was having a conversation with Shaletta the other day, and she was like, Coach, I notice when you talk, you correct yourself. And I said, yeah. I said, you know, there are things that I hear myself repeating because I heard other people say it. And then I have to realize, like, no, I don't own that. No, I'm not owning that, you know, everybody's broke and everybody's struggling and everybody's having a hard time and life is hard. I don't own that. That's not my story. I don't own that the opportunities are shrinking and things are, you know, getting worse. No, I don't own that. I live in this world, but I'm not of this world. I'm a kid's king. I'm here to have dominion and authority. That means that I work according to a different dimension. So whatever's going on the earth does not apply to me. I'm a kingdom citizen. So what that means is that I will always have exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ever ask or think, that the things that are impossible with man are possible with God, right? That he would open up the windows of heaven that I won't have room enough to store. Like, I expect those things not to just be good cliches that we say on a Sunday, but something that becomes a true rooted manifestation of my life and the principles in which I operate my life. So that means that when it looks like all is falling apart, I expect for all to be rising and increasing in value in our household. When it looks like doom and gloom on the outside, I expect for the light to get brighter in our household, because I expect that I am the light of the world, that everywhere that I go, I cannot be hid, right? I am bringing the salt to the earth, bringing the flavor to the world, bringing the hope to the hopeless. It is, I believe that my life is a standard and an example to show people what's possible. So I have to operate under that principle. That comes from knowing who you are and having an identity, right? And so we have to shake these limiting beliefs of what everybody says. I was reading quotes this morning on wealth, and even when I was reading these quotes, I was like, I don't subscribe to this. I don't care who said it. I don't care what celebrity said it. I don't care what great philosopher said it. A lot of these principles and stuff that people say don't always necessarily be what you want to adopt as a mindset. I don't care who they are, right? And then number 7, I'm a good steward over my finances and God can trust me. Listen, a lot of us are afraid of money because we don't know what to do with it. And one of the things that I have had to teach myself is how to manage my money. Am I a pro at it? No. But am I a continuous, endless student at it? Yes. I will listen to podcasts. I will watch YouTube videos. I will buy books. I will go to seminars. I will do whatever I have to do to learn how to manage this money that I have. And for those of you that are on the screen, before we wrap up, uh-oh. I didn't mean to close it out. I'll just show you an example of some of the things that I've had to do over the years. And then we're going to wrap up. We got to go. But this is just giving you an example of, like, I had to learn how to make spreadsheets and databases that when money comes into my household, immediately it's going somewhere. Everything already has an assignment. So as soon as that money comes in, boom, it's divvied up and it's going places. Does this happen overnight? Does everybody know how to do this? No. But can you learn how to do this? Yes. And so, y'all, we have another call to get to with our fast track. I'm hoping that this helped you. Thank you for joining us here on Impact Daily. We have these calls 5 days a week, but it's open to the public 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Motivational Monday, Wellness Wednesday, Financial Freedom Friday. So get back with the person who actually introduced you to get on this call, and feel free to join us next week as we have the calls coming in. But I want you guys to take these principles and implement them into your life. It will transform your life. It will begin to shift how you view money, and it will definitely put you in a position to attract the things that you desire, instead of living your life in lack and in scarcity. So get back with the person who got you on here if you want to learn more. And if you want to get access to the replay, I'll be able to send it out to those of you in our group. So look out for that in the next hour or so. Have a great day, y'all. Have a wonderful and awesome weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye, y'all. You're welcome.